to Beauty by the Beast video blog. Today I'm going to be talking about my entrepreneurial learning process and how I've completed my project. Usually I like to keep my vlogs short and sweet, but it's going to be a little bit longer today because I've got a little bit more to talk about. So stay tuned, you won't be disappointed. The 3 learning objectives I gave to myself at the start of the project was to gain knowledge and understanding of entrepreneurship within social media. Secondly was to develop my organisational skills and work to deadlines successfully. And lastly was to seek new and innovative ways of gaining popularity within the saturated blogging world. So I will refer back to my learning objectives later to assess if I achieve them. But first of all, I'm now going to detail and explain my learning outcomes. The importance of communication and networking. As a solo entrepreneur, communication is imperative. Especially in my project, the success or failure was greatly impacted through my online networking. The majority of promoting my blog was through regular online interaction with other bloggers, companies and individuals related to the content on my blog and other social media sites. This involved consistent commenting on other blog articles, tweets and pictures, while simultaneously endorsing my blog. Gaining ideas from others. Constant research was required in this project, and a lot of this research provoked new ideas for blog posts and other entrepreneurial activity to promote my blog as a brand. Not only was this intense research imperative in the planning stages of the project, but it was important that it was carried out throughout the entirety of the entrepreneurial process. Consistent reflection. Consistent reflection was imperative to the success of my entrepreneurial project. Although rigorous planning was carried out prior to the implementation of the venture, some things couldn't be planned and the project adapted over time. For example, although I had an intended unisex target audience, I found my reviews of products were very popular, so whilst I wanted to carry on receiving such great feedback, I had to drive through my initial aims as well. One of the beneficial factors of working in an online community is the constant feedback available to reflect and act upon. A constantly changing process. The design of my blog also changed and adapted as my blog grew. As more and more posts were produced, my blog had to adapt to cater for this. This change was also a reaction from researching other blogs and seeing successful layouts and ideas. Time management and organisational skills. With constructing and managing a blog as a solo entrepreneur, initial plans of scheduled blog posts and things to do can become out of sync. Through the project, it became clearer as to how to manage my time effectively and that consistency was key. The ethical entrepreneur. content of my posts had to be self-regulated. Being a solo entrepreneur meant that I was solely responsible for not publishing offensive content. But as an independent worker, however, I didn't have other partners to discuss such problems with. This social network became inherently important, as these would be the people I go to with issues regarding my entrepreneurial project. This also enhanced the need for structuring my time management and organisational skills successfully, as work associated with my entrepreneurial project constantly overlapped with everyday life. Especially as a blogger, ideas could arise at any point, so I always had to be prepared to note these down. Was my project a success? One of my initial problems was deciding on a criteria of how I would judge the success of my project. But looking at Nichols' criteria, where value comes from the consumers, and my own reflection on my entrepreneurial experience, I believe my project was a success. I attracted over 350 followers on my blog and numerous others on linked social media platforms, as well as realising all three of my initial aims and much more. A lot of my recent posts were gaining over 50 likes and many comments. I managed to gain a male and female audience from all over the world. My entrepreneurial learning has soared by taking full advantage of online communication and networking, reflecting constantly to improve my posts and popularity, and coming up with innovative ideas to distinguish my blog from others in the saturated community. I believe I had therefore accomplished all of my initial learning objectives, and through refined time management and organisational skills, I managed to complete my entrepreneurial learning to a high standard. Thank you for watching my video blog today at Beautify the Beast. I hope you found it really interesting learning about my analysis of what I've learned through this entrepreneurial process. And if you've got any questions, please ask.